And here we go. Juliana finally managed to press the right button and we're live. And we're here with McKenzie Bauer. She's the co-founder of Thread Wallet. And I'm here with Valentina, of course. McKenzie, thank you so much for coming today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. I know you're in Utah right now, right?
Yes, Utah. Where are you guys?
We are in Bucharest, in Romania. And we're happy because they're starting to lift up the restrictions for COVID. And we're looking forward for the summer, probably as everyone else, to get out in the sunshine. Well, thank you so much for coming to speak to us today. We're excited to learn more and uncover the story of Thread Wallets. So I would just like to ask, to get started by asking you, how did you guys get into e-commerce and why Thread Wallets? Why wallets?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first off, e-commerce is awesome because you can sell to anyone in the world at any point, any day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, morning or evening. It's the best. Like you're not confined to a small singular location. So that's why e-commerce. And wallets in particular, my husband had lost his wallet. He jumped into the ocean and his wallet was in his pocket and he lost it. And so when he was looking for a new wallet online, all he saw were big, boring, black and brown bifold wallets, chunky wallets. And he was like, I'm not in need of something this big. All I have is my student ID, my credit card, and my driver's license. So he decided to just grab a rubber band. And he used the rubber band instead of buying a big wallet. And then as he fell in love with that functionality, he decided that he wanted to create something with more style. So he found a way to print on white elastic, and we created the first Thread wallet together in my childhood bedroom. We were sewing it in there together when we first started dating. And in essence, it's just a better rubber band. And the reason he really was drawn to that idea is because, like I said, there was that lack of like slim minimalist wallets that were also paired with functionality and like really easy to use in that minimalist way.
So how have you decided to turn it into a business? When you've said, yeah, that could be a great business, or that occurred way after that moment?
Yeah, so we sold our wallets for the first 9 months just at farmers markets and pop-up shops and stuff, and we saw a lot of validation there. And so then when my husband and I had both graduated from college, we were both, thinking about what career paths we wanted to take. And we told ourselves, you know what, let's just give ourselves 6 months and see if this does something, if it goes well. And if it goes well, then we'll continue to push and make this into a business. And if it doesn't, then we'll pivot. So this was the beginning of 2015. And, we did just that. We decided to put a Kickstarter campaign together. So we raised $35,000 on Kickstarter, and then we launched our website, and that did really well. We started a social media page on Instagram, and that did really well. And so within 6 months, we had the validation we needed to continue, and that's when we kind of were like, okay, this is going to be a business that we can pursue.
But before that, have you built other businesses, or this was your first business? How have you?
This was my first business, but my husband has done other ventures. So he had started an app. He'd done some clothing companies in high school that were really kind of just learning experiences. They weren't anything crazy, but he'd always had that entrepreneurial bug and wanted to create something and build something unique.
Excellent. So mainly it's you've teamed up, and how it is right now to work with your husband? Is it hard? How's your couple doing after
It's awesome. It's not for everyone, but we really enjoy working together. We've been doing it since we first met, so I don't know what it's like to do anything else. So we're just kind of, I don't know, it's been difficult at times when we don't understand like what our role, when we didn't understand what our roles and responsibilities would be within the company. So very early on, there was a lot more conflict trying to decide like, okay, who does what. But as soon as we figured out what we wanted to excel in the business personally, and then we just kind of let each other stay in those lanes, and it's been pretty smooth sailing ever since. We've had some bumps in the road, discussions or disagreements, but overall it's been really awesome.
What are some challenges that you guys had when you went to market? Because it's never easy to go to market. Like, I know there's that first, I guess, months where you're just looking at the Shopify app, hoping you'll get the, the sales buzz. So how was it in the beginning?
In the beginning, we were really lucky. We started on Instagram fairly early when influencer marketing was not as big. So it wasn't as saturated, and it was easier to get in contact with people. So we had a pretty good audience on social media built up when we launched. And then selling at those farmers markets really gave us like in-person validation and feedback. So when we went live, we already had people who were interested in our product and what we were doing. So that validation period was really, really beneficial for us. And just what we're lucky with is that our product is inexpensive to produce. Mm-hmm. And so it was really easy to give a lot away for free just to get people's feedback, to get hype, to hear what people's thoughts were about it. So we really tried to give away as much as we could in the early days just so we could start building loyalty to the brand and building a community of people who love the product.
I like that. So basically you were focusing on, sort of creating product market fit.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So just like to get a bit of, sorry, Valentin, just to get like a bit more dimension to this, because there are not enough e-commerce brands that focus in the beginning on doing customer research. They're just, going to market and expecting everyone to be ready to buy their products. I want to ask you like some actionable things that you guys did to collect the feedback, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs watching our show. So maybe you can share with us like a bit of what you guys do in terms of collecting that important information about your product and your services to be able to grow the brand.
Yeah, I think really it's just asking questions and then being open to whatever feedback it is. So when we first started, our product is really simple. So when we first started, a lot of questions centered around, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's still early morning over here. It centered around like designs. What designs do you want to see? What features do you like to see? Do you like more masculine patterns? Do you like more basic patterns? So just really simple questions, but it gave us insight onto what people were interested in. And then we still send out surveys pretty regularly, asking questions with feedback or insights on what they'd like to see in the future. So really it's just keeping that conversation open with your customer, whether it's at a pop-up shop or a farmer's market or online, because it's harder to get feedback online if you aren't, you can read your reviews and go over those, but you're not really asking all the questions there. And so sometimes it's good to just send out surveys and ask people like what patterns are their favorite. We'll list out like a ton of patterns and ask them before every collection. We still do that. So we'll send a survey out to our customers with like the designs that we're looking at for the next seasons and have them help pick the ones that we actually launch. So really it's just asking questions, listening, and then taking the feedback and knowing when to apply it and when to say, you know what, because sometimes the customer isn't always right. Sometimes they don't really know what they want. There's always that analogy, if you guys have heard it, that back when Henry Ford invented the car, if he asked people what they wanted, they would have just said a faster horse. Like, they didn't know about a car. So you have to take feedback with a grain of salt to some extent, but also listen to it and be willing to pivot and just be engaged with the customer and ask them what they feel about things.
That's excellent. So, McKenzie, regarding the go-to-market strategy, how have you started to sell online? So I get it that you've started to do this validation of the product at these fairs, and, pop-up stores, but how you've started to get online? It was it a specific channel, or how you've started to do this? Have you used the agency, or you were running your ads by yourselves?
Yeah, so when we first started, we really did just try to build up an audience on social media so that when we launched our website, there was an organic audience that we had to push our products to. I wish we would have spent more time building an email list when that went live, but we did have a social media audience. But it was within that first year and a half that we started running Facebook ads. And that's really where we started to see a lot of growth and traction. And again, we were lucky because Facebook ads are so expensive these days and there's a lot of competition that back in 2015, it wasn't as bad. So, and it wasn't as competitive. So we were able to get a lot of traffic early on. We started building that email list, started email marketing. So really, it was those Facebook ads and now Instagram ads, Google ads, online, excuse me, paid advertising has a huge role in our business and the traffic we drive to our site.
That's excellent. So regarding the data, have you analyzed the data regarding the different models? Because I don't know how important is retention in your business, but I get that acquisition must be truly important. Have you analyzed the, let's say, conversion rates via different models or categories? Who was doing that? Have you made it by yourselves, or you were accessing an agency or a data guy to
we have an agency that runs all our online ads, so they monitor that really well. And then we have, you know, Google KPI dashboards, and then we also use a software called Grow. So we really are like analyzing the data quite frequently. Conversion rate, what's our profit per order, what are we, you know, what's our CPA, all those things. One thing that sorry, I just lost my train of thought. One thing that we really try to do is use the data to always drive the decisions we're making. So we try to stay plugged into that data as much as we can as a team, and then make decisions based on the data and what we're seeing and what trends we're seeing.
Okay, excellent. Juliana, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was on mute, my bad. I was thinking a bit about the quote that you guys were talking about, the Henry Ford one, and I just want to come like to be like the devil's advocate and say that people wanted the faster horse because their job to be done was to move faster. So in general, like customers are not always right, but it's good to collect from customers the type of feedback that give you, I guess, more insights in the outcomes that they want by using your product. And I wanted to ask you about your retention rate. So right now, retention has become a very popular topic, and everyone is trying to commoditize it and make it, you know, very general, one size fits all. And I think that's wrong. But in terms of your retention rate at the moment, I'm not going to ask you what's your retention rate, but I want to ask you what types of things you guys do as a company, because you guys have grown a lot in the last years, and you're an example for other companies in your niche. So what types of things that you guys do in terms of retention to delight and excite your customers and make them come back to you again?
Yeah, we definitely do a lot of retargeting. So retargeting ads are a big play for us, but I mentioned earlier, email marketing has become a huge thing for us, and we also introduced SMS marketing. So we use text message to reach out to our customers, and then we also do a lot of in-person like direct mail campaigns so that they actually get something in their mailbox. And those perform really well for us when you're looking at customer retention marketing. So those are some of our biggest channels right there, are email marketing, SMS, direct mail, and obviously the retargeting ads.
Cool, that makes sense. I wanted to ask you, like, when it comes to building relationships with customers, the problem that I see a lot in the market lately is shipping times. I don't know. Yeah, so I know that customer support departments are, like super, I guess, stressed and frustrated with the fact that shipping is a very big issue, and a lot of most of the tickets that customer support people have when it comes to direct to consumer is where's my order. So I wanted to ask you if you guys are dealing with the shipping problem as well, because I'm sure you are, because everyone kind of is lately, and I'm hearing all these crazy stories about canceled orders and upset customers and so on.
Yeah, we did. And we have at certain points, especially within COVID, but our product is really awesome because it's small to, it's really small, so it is easy to fit in a warehouse. So it's like all really compact, and our warehouse team is really, really fast and timely. So we've been working really hard and have tried to stay ahead of our shipping times. So right now, that's not a problem we're facing, although it does happen on occasion. Like it's small, it ships quickly. We can, they can pick and pack really quickly. That hasn't been a huge problem for us, thank goodness.
Yeah, right. It's crazy lately. Like all the stories that I hear are like nightmares with nightmares of shipping. So I was curious if it happens to you as well. Awesome.
Yeah, there is a lot of that out there right now, for sure.
It is, especially, I don't know, as of lately. I think it was better during COVID because lately everyone is dealing with this. I wanted to ask you, talking about COVID, how you probably, were amongst the lucky people that, had a great, explosion of sales during, last year, or didn't you?
Yeah, you know what? We had to revisit our goals when COVID first hit because we were like, this is so unknown. What's going to happen? But overall, being an e-commerce company, things turned out really well for us last year because everyone was at home. Everyone was on their phones. Everyone was online. So it ended up being a great year for us. And we're really, really grateful for that.
Cool.
McKenzie, I wanted to ask you, there is this, let's say, theory about the super consumers as sustaining your the companies, mostly in the retail industry. There are these outstanding, important consumers that they spend more because they have found new and clever uses for your category, or they are simply addicted to what you're selling. Do you have this type of consumers, and how do you let's say see them or identify them? You have this type of nurturing them differently?
Yeah, I would say that probably like within our email marketing campaigns, we have segments that are like highly engaged lists so that we're targeting people who are really, really engaged with the brand at a different level. And yeah, we definitely see those customers. We have customers that have purchased 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times from us. So it's just monitoring those segments and understanding, how often they're purchasing. And we have, our COO and CFO, and a lot of our team are really great at pulling the data on those numbers and understanding, okay, what's our frequency of purchase, how often are these people coming back? And we're just trying to nurture those people with, you've got certain like flows in your email marketing campaigns that go out to people who've purchased X amount of time, thank you flows, whatever it is, that really try to engage these people and keep them coming back for more time and time again.
Yeah, that's great. So, Mackenzie, regarding your org chart, I think there is an underestimated importance of the team that you have around you, and I think you've managed to scale the company quite well. And if you can share with our audience and either direct to consumer companies, what's your secret sauce? When was the moment when you've decided to fire yourself from some positions and to hire professional people, and how hard it was for you to find them, and of course to give them the room to grow and to sustain your company?
Yeah, we really believe so strongly in surrounding yourself with people who are smarter than you, more creative than you. So we've tried really hard to build an awesome team of dedicated employees and people, and I would say that is one of our strengths. We have a really awesome team, and I think the reason for that is our ability to understand what we personally don't want to be the best at. So, and then understanding when to take that hat off. So accounting, fulfillment, production, all those things we've outsourced. And then in terms of things that we really want to be good at, so creative, marketing, branding, we've really brought on strong people who are creative and dedicated and smart and have a really good vision. And those people have been amazing. So our team is actually super young. We're not super experienced. No one on our team is older than like 30. So 30, 31. So none of us had much corporate experience before this. But we've all learned together, and I think we've built something really awesome. And I think a lot of that goes back to the fact that we set up core values. So our core values at Thread Wallets are creativity, humility, integrity, entrepreneurship, and freedom. So once we started hiring, we look for those qualities. And if the people that we're surrounding ourselves with have those qualities, then we believe that our brand is in really good hands, and our company is as well, obviously.
That's great. So regarding your org chart, how big is your company right now at this moment? How many people?
So we have around 20 employees that come into the office regularly, and then we have there's about 8 employees that work at our kiosk locations.
So mainly you have a point of presence, physical point of presence, right?
Yes. Yep, we do.
They're in Utah or in other?
Yes, we have 3 retail locations in Utah. We have one that's attached to our office space, and then we have 2 in different malls. And then we're looking to expand to Colorado, California, Florida. Oh my gosh, and a few other places. I'm so sorry, I keep yawning.
It's too early for you, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I also had a baby. I have 2 little girls. I have a 4-year-old and an almost 2-year-old. And my 2-year-old was up screaming in the middle of the night for a while last night. So I had a rough night's sleep.
Yeah. So how do you manage yeah, she can relate, but because Juliana has a beautiful young boy, which is 9 months.
9 months. Yeah.
Congratulations! That's like when it starts getting so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun.
So, I feel you. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
So regarding your regarding the future, Mackenzie. So would it be would it be accurate to say that you have a phygital approach? Let's going in the physical retail, and with this digital approach, do you want to expand to, like you've said, to California, to Colorado? How do you envision the next chapter of Thread Wallets?
Yeah, that's a great question. So really, we're working on diversification because ad costs are very expensive right now. So we have 5 different channels. So our online, or maybe it's just 4. Let me count them up. We have online, which is our website, and then we sell on Amazon as well. And then we have our wholesale, which is we sell to other retailers and boutiques and they resell our products. And then we have our owned retail, so that's kiosks and our physical storefront in our office space. And then we do custom products for companies. So our growth trajectory is really focusing on all of those and making sure that they're all encompassing. We are also looking into international distribution, which will be really exciting. But the biggest things are, making sure that our online presence is really strong, but then growing our wholesale and retail presence so that we're diversified. Because after COVID, it's like if you're all retail, you are going to be hurting. And if you're all online at times, you're going to be hurting as well because cost per acquisition is getting really expensive. So we're just trying to make sure that we're as diversified as possible and that all of those pillars are strengthening each other.
So mainly that's the, according to the Ansoff diversification matrix, that means you're getting to new markets and with new products as well, right? So
yes, yep.
Okay, that's pretty bold. What can I say? And it's actually the most fulfilling. Let's say the outcomes, the potential for such a diversification is the highest, but also it's the most riskier because you will have to cope with different cultures. If you go internationally, there are maybe other patterns. You will need to analyze what's working there, maybe it's not working over there, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot that we have to figure out with all those things, but we have a really good team, and we've surrounded ourselves with really good mentors and other people who can give us advice and feedback on what we're doing and if we're doing it correctly or if we're not going about it the right way. So we're really grateful for that.
That's great. Juliana, actually,
just wanted to give a shout out to Swanty Agency because they just released a monster of 118 pages of ebook that teaches e-commerce brands how to sell internationally. It's done by Swanky and Shopify Plus. I'm gonna link you guys right now here in the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I would love to look at that.
Yeah, it's free. I don't know how they gave it free.
Yeah,
but it's really good. I had the chance to participate and talk about customer experience. And indeed, when you're selling in different markets, you have to be very careful to understand different social, economical aspects and different cultures of people. And even English is different from the United States to how it's spoken in the UK or how it's spoken in Australia or South Africa or
absolutely.
Yeah, and like taxes and compliances. So it's a whole monster to step outside your backyard.
I would love to look at it.
Yeah, I dropped the link here for everyone who wants to check it out, together with my referral link, which you can see I didn't have time to hide it. It's okay, I don't want to hide it. So I have a question as a mother. Now that I know you have kids, how are you juggling it? Because I've been working this whole pandemic as well. I gave birth, and in the second day, I was responding to a ticket after giving birth. Yeah, no, I'm crazy. That's why. But
yeah, that's intense.
But like, I have another 10-year-old, which was at home with me the whole time during the pandemic, and homeschooling and everything, and it's just been like insane. So, how are you running a company with kids around you all the time? How did you do it?
Someone asked us this, my husband and I, this question yesterday, and the simple answer is that we have help. My family all lives really close, which is really awesome. We can rely on family, and then we have a nanny. So we have someone right now that is down with my daughters, getting them breakfast and helping them while I'm up on this call. So sometimes it's only for a couple hours a day, and sometimes it's for a little bit longer, but having that help has really been awesome. And then also just with my spouse, or if you have kids and you have a partner that's supportive in there, make sure that you know each other, like you set boundaries and you set a schedule and time frames so that it's like, hey, I expect you to be home at this time because I need a break, or I need to go to the gym, or whatever it is. So setting those expectations with your partner is really, really important. And then don't be afraid to get help. Honestly, that's, I think, my biggest thing is I'm a better mom when I have help and I can get out and I have an outlet for myself. And I think I'm a better employee, or like a better, not even employee, but like business owner when I have an outlet from being a business owner. Like, it's nice to come home from being at work and come home to my kids and find fulfillment and joy there. And it's nice when I'm with my kids all day to leave them and go to the office and plug into something different. So they're both kind of my outlet for each other. And then I have other things that I like to do, like working out or cooking, baking bread, things like that. And my husband has his outlets as well. So I think it's just important to have those outlets, seek help, and clear communication with your partner about expectations is crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very important to have space for yourself and for your own thoughts. And, you know, like, not everything should be like this. Sometimes, like, the best way to reconnect yourself is to just, you know, step aside and, you know, just look at things differently. So I wanna ask you a very important question for the podcast. Yeah. Who do you prefer? Do you prefer Karl Malone or John Stockton?
Ooh, that is a very good question. I love that you guys know that. So yeah, I'm here in Utah, I'm in Provo, which is 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City, which the Utah Jazz are our NBA team here. I feel like you can't have one without the other. Like, they were the dynamic duo, you know?
I know. But you have to.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe Karl Malone, he's kind of, I think, stuck around and had an impact in Utah in different ways. But yeah, that was a really fun time. I was young when they were playing. I was probably like 5 years old, but it was fun to be part of that. And they're still legends here.
We were watching them too from Romania. I actually
can't believe it.
If you can believe it, yeah, we were watching, and I remember all the championships. And I used to play basketball too, and
awesome.
Was one of my favorite teams, and because they had this very cool outfit, very 90s with, you know.
Yes.
I love their outfits. So and actually I don't even care about Minnesota Vikings, but they have some great jerseys. Like, I don't care for them, but they had great outfits.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Well, I wanna like, for me, in terms of, you know, this conversation is just to understand how you guys are growing, but also to talk about you know, the struggles that you have as an entrepreneur. So what were like maybe 2 or 3 mistakes you did as an entrepreneur that made you a better person, and what did you learn from them?
Yeah, that's a good question. Personally, there's been a lot of things that we've done that have helped us in our personal lives, but in terms of the business, mistakes that we made are not getting an accountant and bookkeeper to help us out sooner. So, like, we were just trying to do it ourselves and had to pay for that, like, literally when we came up short with our taxes. So hiring a bookkeeper and hiring an accountant to help you with all of that stuff is really important, and I wish we would have done that sooner. I also wish we would have gotten production out of our house. My husband and I did the production ourselves for the entire first year. So from the 2015 and most of all of 2016 as well, my husband and I did the production ourselves. And we had some help with seamstresses, but I was sewing them, I was shipping them, I was packing it, all the things. And I wish we would have gotten that out of our house sooner. And I think instead of focusing on those things, focused on growth and marketing and creative ways to get our brand out there. Our philosophy now, and I've said this or alluded to it, is focus on what you want to be the best at and outsource the rest. So for us, those things are branding and marketing and creativity and product, and then we try to outsource everything else that we're not wanting to be the best at. So
Now the production is outsourced, so or
yes, yep.
Mhm. Excellent.
So we do our production. It was in China for a really long time, but we're moving everything over to Vietnam because of the war on tariffs and stuff, the war on trade. So tariffs were just getting too expensive coming from China.
Yeah, of course. So bootstrapped or raising money?
We have bootstrapped our company. We have equity partners from our like just executive team we've distributed equity to, but we haven't raised any money outside of Kickstarter.
And you don't plan to do that as well, right?
No, it's not. I mean, it's an idea that we've entertained as we grow. You know, sometimes the idea of having capital to help with growth is really great, but right now we don't need it. We have money in the bank, we're growing at a good rate, so we're not too concerned about it.
Okay, so money is not when money is not the issue, is not a case to look for money.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, sometimes you want a strategic partner, right? Like that's also something that's been enticing to us, but overall we really just want to maintain control and are really trying to focus on becoming lean and optimized ourselves without having to go out and raise capital.
Yeah. Regarding your team, McKenzie, are you working remote, or do you have you work at an office? How was that transition for you?
Yeah, we actually right now are all back in the office. Things in Utah are really open right now. We have the vaccine has been being distributed for months now to like anyone over the age of 16. So a lot of our communities are getting vaccinated. The COVID rates are dropping significantly. So the mask mandate here has been lifted, so you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And things are open. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So we're back in the office working together, and it's been awesome. I just, there's such an energy that comes from working together in an office space as opposed to doing everything remote. Yeah,
got it. So how do you, let's say, keep the team motivated? Any tips around here? Because bit by bit, you're not a startup anymore. So you don't have that, let's say, startup mentality. Bit by bit, you need processes, you need responsibilities, KPIs, stuff like that. How do you cope with this challenge on
your? We've tried to maintain a really transparent attitude about our growth, so our team is in the know and in the loop with what's happening. A few things that we've done that have really helped are we have a book club. So every 2 months we read a book as a team, and that's helped bring about some really good discussions. We have an art day once a month, or like a group activity once a month, where we get together and we create something or do something fun together. And then, I wish I had $1 for every time I yawn. I promise I'm not bored. I'm just tired. And then we have a skate ramp in the back of our office. So a lot of our team skates and are involved with action sports. So that's kind of a symbol to our team of, take care of yourselves. We encourage our employees to go out and ski. They get unlimited vacation days. So we've really tried to just make sure that there's an open attitude. We just read the book, No Rules Rules, which was written by the founder of Netflix. And that book is great about, has a lot of great takeaways about building a really good open company culture, and without sacrificing your mindset of growth. So getting he talks about talent density. So making sure that your team has a lot of talent and you're really densely populated with really good talent. So there's a lot of things that we try to do to maintain openness. We have one-on-one meetings. Our team have we have a clear structure of the team. So who reports to who. We have brand and culture like a leader of brand and culture at our office. So she makes sure that we have snacks and food, and that our employees have resources on burnout and what like symptoms to notice if they're feeling like anxious or they're not feeling as motivated. So we've really tried to make sure that that is taken care of. Both my husband and I suffer from anxiety, and he has a long line of addiction in his family. So we really try to be cognizant and aware of those realities and provide our team with methods to cope and to prevent and to heal from those things.
Yeah, that's fantastic that you invest time and energy into these aspects, because many companies which are in this high growth pace, they forget that behind the wheel there are human beings with their brains and their sensibilities and fragilities.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So, McKenzie, regarding the future of e-commerce, how do you see the direct-to-consumer industry in the future? Here we are customer-centric. We do believe in the power of customer experience. We do know that customer lifetime value versus customer acquisition cost is the name of the game in e-commerce, but many companies are neglecting this type of aspects. And of course, we are big fans of direct-to-consumer, because we don't believe that a monopoly of Amazon is the right answer to our needs. But how do you see this game in the future?
You know, we really, I can't remember the term that you used for it, but we really like the idea of, we call it click and mortar instead of brick and mortar. So just diversification and understanding that I don't think like retail is dead. I think that direct to consumer brands like D2C e-commerce is like where we're going to focus like a huge chunk of our time. But I think it's really important to diversify your channels and understand that your customer and your consumer is going to be other places as well. So we're really investing in that click and mortar mindset. So we have our online, and then we have retail and wholesale. And those are the things that we're focusing on. And I think that that will be a big thing moving forward for a lot of brands. And I think you see a lot of these big brands who have been digitally native for a long time. They have opened up retail locations. You've got Warby Parker, you've got Bonobos, like big brands that have been D2C are opening up retail locations. And I think that it's because a lot of times rent and the cost of owning a building is cheaper than what it is like cost per acquisition online sometimes. So it's easier to pay X amount in rent and the build out, and know that, you know, at the end of the day, I'm getting this many customers through the door. People are seeing my brand name as they walk past. It's marketing as well. So that's something that we're really invested in right now. That's
excellent. So I don't know, Juliana, if you have more questions from my
end right now.
Yeah. So
I don't know what I did. Okay, there we go. I'm back in business. No, I'm not.
You're blurry. You're blurry.
You're blurry. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm happy that you came in. I think you guys are doing and you're giving a great example in your niche. I want to know also what are like maybe your top 3 e-commerce brands right now, direct to consumer brands that you think are doing a great job.
There are, again, a lot of these brands that I'll mention, they have a physical presence as well. I really look up to Glossier. They're like a skincare makeup brand.
Oh yeah, I love their newsletter.
Yes, yep. Glossier is really killing it. We look up to Stance Socks a lot. They are kind of the first brand, one of the first brands that took a really boring product, socks, and brought a lifestyle brand to it and made it expressive and fun and functional. So we look up to them. And then we also look up to legends like Vans. They're just legends in the industry. They are a legacy brand that does so much good. They do a lot for creatives and mental health and getting people outside, and they encourage, like, they're just a really great brand to look to emulate like a lifestyle brand. So we look up to them a lot. But like D2C, I would say Glossier. There's a brand called Ritual, and they're like vitamins that I look at a lot right now. Yeah, there's so many out there, and it's so fun to look at. It can be hard not to like compare yourself, but to look at for inspiration, I think is the key there. It's really cool to see what other people are doing. Oh, we also really look at Pura Vida. They're a bracelet company out of California. Yeah, so they're massive, similar price point item. They fast growth, high margins, similar in a lot of ways, and we really look at them as well.
That's excellent. How's your what's your opinion on discounting? There are a lot of companies that keep on, let's say, eroding their margin, even though this is the name of their game. They've started from the very beginning with a huge margin and then diminish it gradually, but they somehow enter into this spiral of discounting. How do you see it? This every time discounting, or take it with caution?
I think you have to take it with caution, but what we've realized online is that there are time periods of the year where you have to discount. So Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, these seasons where there's a lot of giftability, it's really hard to compete online with rising ad costs if you aren't offering some sort of discount. And we've lost like a lot of traction when we've been really stingy on that. So I think sometimes it doesn't have to be big, but I think you can get creative, gift with purchase, you know, a BOGO, buy one, get one. Like, it doesn't always have to just be like a 20% off, 20% off, 20% off, but you can do X amount off a certain collection or certain design, or like I mentioned, BOGO or a gift with purchase, or anyway, I think there's a lot of ways to be creative about the discounts that you offer, but I think you still need to be strategic about when and where and why.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I don't know if you're doing it, but it just crossed my mind to add some store credit, like a fake dollar, some fake $100.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Because they will open anyway, and maybe they can use it. We've seen that this combined with the scarcity, like now you've got your wallet, you need to assort it, or you need to mix them. Maybe that could work to give them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Excellent. So Juliana, I think we're almost done. So if someone needs your advice, or they want to simply follow you, where they can find you, McKenzie?
I love connecting with people on LinkedIn. I'm very active there. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. It's just McKenzie Bauer, or Instagram McKenzie Bauer, or our website www.threadwallets.com. And then our Instagram handle is @thread_wallets.
That's great. And while you follow McKenzie, you might be impressed about her vulnerability and the fact that she's open up not only as an entrepreneur, but also as a human being. I've been following you, and I do appreciate the fact that you're so open really to everyone. Yeah. So that was it.
For coming. Thank you so much for coming. And I want to give a shout out to Lolo's Chicken and Waffles from Phoenix for my t-shirt here.
Oh, nice. There you go.
yeah, it's a great restaurant that I just wanna shout Lolo's. Chicken and gravy.
Yes, I love
Thank you so much for coming
today. Thank you so much for having me on. It was great. Great conversation. Good luck with all you guys are doing, and keep connecting with me on LinkedIn. I always love that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, see you soon. And, everyone that's watching, thank you for watching. And if you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.